and welcome to the very first episode of North Wales Matters, and we are delighted that you have joined us today. This new monthly podcast is all about the issues that matter to the people of North Wales, whether that be local policing and community safety, crime prevention, victim help, or partnership work, helping to make our communities safer. We'll be bringing you closer to the conversations and decisions that impact everyday life for our listeners. We call this podcast North Wales Matters because people, places and communities that make up North Wales matter. Your concerns matter, your experiences matter, and your voice should help shape the services that exist to keep you safe. In this first episode, I want to introduce the role of the Police and Crime Commissioner, a role that Andy has proudly held since May 2021. Our aim is to explain how decisions are made about policing priorities and share how local people can influence the future of policing and community safety across North Wales. So Andy, welcome to the podcast. Obviously this is your podcast. How are you today?
Oh yeah, thank you. How are you, Maxwell?
I'm very well. So obviously we're talking all things policing and your role. You are the Police and Crime Commissioner.
Yeah.
Just tell us, what exactly is the Police and Crime Commissioner?
Yeah, so yeah, this is great. So this is new, isn't it? This doing this podcast, but I think it's a really good way of engaging with members of the public across North Wales. I'm the Police and Crime Commissioner. Got first elected in 2021. To my delight, and I got re-elected again in 2024. I'm really pleased to be carrying on with that work we started then. So just to carry that on. So I became the Police and Crime Commissioner in 2021. Before that, I was County Councillor for Flintshire. First got elected for Flintshire County Council back in 2013. That was a by-election. Did really well with the local authority, was the Armed Forces champion, represented the council for an organisation called APSI, so that's the Association of Public Service Excellence. I was chair of a couple of advisory groups within that, and also sat on APSI's national board. The Armed Forces champion work, I really did well with that. I was the Armed Forces champion from 2015. Did really well with the role. I built up good networks within the Armed Forces community and third sector agencies as well affiliated to that. So really strong connections with British Legion, SAFA, Help for Heroes, quite a number of Armed Force support services there. Woody's Lodge as well, which is just quite close actually, it's only in the Rise Park, isn't it? So and I still see Graham from time to time there, which is good. And before that I was on the Town Council in 2012, and that's how my journey in public life began. It really comes down to a significant part of my life, which altered the way I view things. Really, it comes down to when I lost my dad in 2009. It was a really difficult year, as most people can imagine, dealing with that, with grief and supporting my mum, supporting other family members as well as looking at after my own family with my wife Louise, our two children Jessica and Zach. It was a real tough time. Couple of days after my dad's funeral, my sister-in-law needed some support because she needed support from social services, and me and my wife provided that support through kinship care for her 3 daughters and her son, so my nieces and my nephew. So literally overnight, we went from a family of 4 to a family of 8. Crammed in our 3-bedroom semi-house in Connors Quay, and that sort of changed a lot of things. And for me, it was that sort of a bit more of a welcome distraction as well, so I could sort of focus on and not the support family members needed. That was a real strong value of mine. You always help family out, family needed, my sister-in-law needed that support. So we made that decision to become kinship carers, and yeah, I was just sitting there, and it was a real difficult time, as I said, setting boundaries with the children, getting used to them, the children getting used to us as well, which can take a bit of time, and then as things plateau out, as these things do over time, it's really hard work, especially for my wife. I was working full time as well, but my wife was at home tending to the children and looking after the house, looking after all of us. And I sort of started reflecting really when things started plateauing out, and yeah, just reflected on what happened. I needed some support when that happened, when we became a family of 8. I needed some support, and I spoke to one of my friends as we were growing up. He was also the leader of the council at the time, Andy Dunbobbin. He was a great support to me and Louise and the family, and because we were overcrowded, we had to seek alternative accommodation. That was recommended by the social worker who was round every other day, which is quite right. They've got to carry out their checks and make sure everything's okay. So yeah, it said that we were overcrowded. Aaron was able to help us with that through the local authority. So we moved from our 3-bed semi into a 4-bedroomed Aaron's sort of townhouse, still in Connah's Quay. Yeah, so that was a really busy year in 2009, losing my dad. We took on extended the family, I moved house, and that was all within like 6 months. So really difficult year, really lot for us to deal with, but we did it and we supported each other very well. That's what families do, you support each other, and friends as well. They were a good support. Yeah, as I said, about 12 or 18 months after that, I just started reflecting, and I just didn't want to be one of those people who knows all the time about how things are in their community and not doing anything about it. They're quite happy to go on social media and complain and not really do much about it. I didn't want to be one of those people, so that's when I started getting involved with the local Labour Party. I'm Labour and Cooperative Party member. I started becoming joining the Labour Party, and I'd always voted Labour anyway. My dad was a really strong trade unionist. That sort of come through with ourselves as well through our childhood. And did a lot of campaigning with the local party. There was there at the time where there was the first campaign I got involved in was regarding asset transfers of like social housing, because of the challenges the local authority were facing regarding the houses, regarding the assets. There was an offer then put to council tenants, of which we were, in essence, to go to like a social landlord model, which has happened quite a lot across England and Wales. And I was against the council housing going into social landlords. I thought it was better to keep that within the local authority. So I was campaigning alongside other Labour Party members, including Aaron again. And what was it now? They called it, if I remember right, fast. I think it was flinching against stock transfer. So the slogan was like fast. Well, that was the first campaign I got involved in, and they were successful. When I went to a ballot, who did council tenants want to? What did the council tenants want to do? And overwhelmingly, they wanted to stay with the local authority. Yeah. So from then, I wanted to do more. Then I thought I'd go for the town council. Got elected on the town council in 2012. Following year, then I was elected as the chair of the Connah's Quay Town Council. One of county councillors sadly passed away in the Golfton Ward in Connah's Quay. I was selected anyway for the local authority. I won the election there, which was really which was great because I can do more things then, because the town council is like the sort of town and community council is like the lowest sort of level of governance within public service, but it enabled me then to learn more what I could do with the local authority, because some things needed that extra authority. So I did that, and I haven't looked back, and then I am now police outcomes. I never would have thought it, to be honest, if somebody said to me in 2012.
Well, this is the thing now, you obviously in public service, public life, at the forefront of people's minds. They know what you're doing every single day. But what was little Dunbobbin, little Andy Dunbobbin? What did he strive to be, and what did you enjoy?
Well, I've always liked sports. So I was a keen footballer. I liked tinkering around with electronics. I like tinkering around with them, but I was always like a willing boy, really, to help my mum and dad in things like such as doing the garden, and I was always the one who would do. I was Stephen, bless him. I love my brothers a bit, but I was Stephen. He was really more of a at that time he more really of an academic, and I just did it. Stephen he'd look for every excuse under the sun to not take part in that, and he was an Everton fan as well, but I'm Liverpool. So I loved lots of sports. Did a bit of golf as well. Used to play golf at Holywell. So like electronics, I remember we got a TV one Christmas, and I was sort of inquisitive and having a look and messing around with the tuner. Broke the telly. Broke the telly, and that didn't impress my parents.
No,
as you can imagine. But I distinctly remember doing that, and anything then, like tuning in. I learned from that. I was only young then, but I remember tuning in the TV for when Channel 4 came out. It wasn't digital TV then. There was no Sky or anything then. It was just the terrestrial TV. I remember tuning the TV in to get Channel 4 for my mum and dad. I remember tuning in Channel 5 when that came out. I think it was early 90s at my grandparents' house, tuning in videos, all that sort. I loved tinkering around and exploring that.
I know how things.
I loved it. Stuff. Yeah. So I loved doing that, and I'm always keen to do things like I said. I used to play for the football team. I'm a submariner often enough. I just got to the stage when I think we all get there, something where I was thinking, I was sitting on the sidelines and waiting to go on, and I thought, like on a Saturday morning, thinking, well, what do I would do? I'd rather be doing this or go out and get a bit of money and get myself a little Saturday job, and that's what I did. I got a job in the butcher's. It was only a little part-time, just a few hours on a Saturday. Some fun memories there, and I loved doing that. That then sort of developed further with I was offered more hours in after school, so I finished school, got myself trained, go down to the shop, and that would involve like cleaning the shop, so I'll be there from like 4 to about 6, sort of doing those sort of duties like cleaning all the machinery, cleaning all the equipment that they use there, and that developed again. I loved being in the shop. I learned a lot as well from the owner of the shop. They had a shop on the main road. They had another shop on what's commonly known round Connors Quay as the Keel, and they also had a shop as well on the Red Hall estate. So they had a few shops that were really quite successful, local butchers. And I just took to that as well. Whilst doing my GCSEs and also my A levels and HND, it just gave me that flexibility to do a bit more. And then I did my HND in business and finance.
Was this in A levels, is it, or was it university?
HND. So I stayed on in school, did my GCSEs, stayed on in school to do my A levels, and went on to do HND. Then it was Deeside College then, which is now College Cambria.
Okay.
So I did the HND, and I just had enough then of having my head in books. I'd rather be out earning money, because I was getting quite a lot of money then at the time, what I thought was a lot of money. And I decided that I just didn't want to have my head stuck in books. I was quite happy working in the butchers. I did that. That then sort of developed into looking for other employment at Asda in Queen's Ferry. So I'd have been around 1995. I started working at Asda as a butcher there. Yeah, some good memories there. Worked at Asda for years.
Yeah. It's fair to say you've had quite a working class sort of upbringing. For sure, isn't it? So just tell us about that life. Obviously, as you're growing older, and you obviously eventually met your wife Louise, wasn't it? Yeah. Had your kids. Just tell us more about them, if you wouldn't mind.
I was 22 when I met Louise. Changed my life. Just knew. There was just a moment when we were out. My friend was seeing her friend, and there was just a moment when we were out and sort of gazed, and I was there. Yeah. Love struck. Cupid's arrow. So that was it, and I knew then Louise was the one for me. Then we had like Jessica and Zach. We got married in 2001. So we celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary next month. That'll be this month, isn't it? It's like in August. Yeah. 18th of August.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. So 25 years married, but 28 years together in October. So we celebrate both of them. I think that's quite common, and I love celebrating that. We had Jessica in 2002. Jessica was born on my birthday. So that was a real blessing for that to happen. And then we were trying then for another baby a few years later. Then we had Zach. He's an August baby as well. He's 19 next month. We're all grown up, and the time just goes. Honest to God,
I know
it's just wonder where it goes.
It does. The time does go, and obviously now you find yourself as the Police and Crime Commissioner, and obviously moving back to public life now. How did you find that transition between just being a normal civilian who does his job every day like a normal person to someone who's in public life who gets scrutinised all the time? How did you find that transition?
I think that's more to do with the sort of character I am anyway. I've been told I'm a really good listener. I empathise with people really well. As we've just been talking, and I've had a lot of experiences throughout my life that some haven't had, but I'm always keen to hear and learn from other people's experiences, and I think that sometimes gets missed quite a lot today. In that we need to be really good. People in positions, elected positions, need to listen a lot, empathise, do things as well. Really important. So like listening. If you're not going to do anything about it, then what's been the point? Yeah. But so doing something about that is really important as well. It was. I found it. My own experience was. I found that side of things with people relatively straightforward. There was a lot of learning when like the town council and the county council. That transition wasn't too bad. And as I developed then within the local authority and responsibilities I took on there, like the Armed Forces Champion, I did really well with that role. There's a scheme called the Employment Recognition Scheme, which is by the Ministry of Defence. And they have like 3 stages of that, so they have bronze, silver, gold. I did that in successive years, so I got the bronze one year, silver the following year, then the gold the next year, and I'm sort of chomping at my bit going, well, what else can I do? What else can I do now? And then the opportunity then to become a candidate for the Police and Crime Commissioners came up, and that really appealed to me because I thought there'd be quite a lot of synergy between our armed forces community and policing. I know there's been some veterans who've joined the police force as well. I think there's quite a bit of synergy there. There'd be things there that I'd have the skill set for that I could bring into the role. Which I've successfully done. But the first few months into the role in 2021, really long days, lots of briefings, a lot of reading, talking like 13 or 14 hour days just to get my mind into that and learn, to make sure the people who entrusted me to be their voice within the North Wales Police. That's something I take really, really seriously. So I did that, and I haven't really sort of looked back really.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of support. I've had a lot of support from the force as well in those early days. A lot of support from Steve, our chief executive here. That's been really important. I think bringing Wayne in as my deputy. Wayne's got 30 plus years experience within policing, and I've been able to learn off Wayne as well. So that has really helped me along into this journey, where I've been representing police and crime commissioners on quite a number of things. Actually, I've got a lot of responsibilities through the APCC. I lead on majority of all the digital data and technology portfolios, so that includes things like ESN. It might be a bit boring, but for listeners, but ESN is like the Emergency Services Network. There's LEDs as well, Law Enforcement Data Services. All these things are being worked through to improve policing. And if it's going to be improving policing, I want to make sure that it's improving the police service and the police force for people in North Wales. So having that influence at a national level as well to drive things. Well, North Wales is always going to be my priority, but for Wales and for England and Wales, for the whole of the United Kingdom, to have like that influence there and that voice is really important. I've been able to draw upon my experience as well. I was a senior technical team leader for a network repair company over on the industrial estate, and I've been able to draw upon that experience. Once that got out to the APCC and knew of my experiences within tech, they sort of latched onto that and saying, "Well, Andy, we've heard you on this. Will you be our lead?" And I said, "Well, just give me a bit of time to think about that." I've done that as well.
Yeah. So as you said that you are the people's voice in policing, and that's obviously very important. It's important to be aware of what people want and what people need. And one major part of your role is the police and crime plan. Isn't it? So tell us how you develop that. How does that come about? Tell us what the priorities that you have first.
So the police and crime plan is really important. So the priorities there are local level of policing presence, supporting victims, communities and businesses, and a fair and effective criminal justice system. That's really very similar to the election and the police and crime plan from 2021 to 2024, but because of how much we rely on tourism in North Wales, and especially in like Llandudno and the west of North Wales, in North East Wales, so in like Flintshire and Wrexham, parts of Denbighshire as well. Flintshire and Wrexham especially strong in manufacturing industry. It was important, I felt, to have businesses as that strategic heading to support the business community. Now, whatever sector that is in, we would cover everything. So, for example, we've been able to use that in supporting some of the hoteliers in Llandudno. We've worked really closely as well with businesses through the work we've done with the North Wales cybercrime team as well, where we've often shared stalls on community events and county shows and
rural crime
as well.
Just tell us more about those events and how important they are.
Yeah, so it's great when we come to these the spring and summer months, because that gives us a real opportunity to go out and engage more strongly in having that more of a visible presence at the big sort of county shows. So we've had the Earth fairly recently. We've got the Anglesey show in August. We've got the Mae Materion show. We've also got the Denby and Flint show as well. And they prove really valuable because it gives us a chance to speak face-to-face conversations with people. That's really important, isn't it?
Another chance to be on the ground again, isn't it?
Of course it is, yeah.
I'll have to say.
Of course it is, and that, as well as like the surgeries we hold, that rural crime event in Withing, that was really well received by our rural communities. I got a lot of interest as well from ysbrydoli as well, so from S4C, they came along. Excuse me. So, yeah, it really helps build those relationships. People can see, I think openness and transparency is really important. So it helps build those things. So we've introduced surgeries, which weren't done before. We've introduced having a newsletter. They never used to happen. And these sort of really, really important things that the public need to know about, I've been able to address that, because a lot of people, we don't know what the role of the Police and Crime Commission is, and this is a further development again, isn't it, of how we can have this sort of platform as well with the podcast. But this development of our engagement really helps build that. I want people to know what my role is. I'm quite happy to be challenged over what my role is as well, and those sort of conversations we have when we do the county shows, and when we spend a few minutes talking to people and they ask me questions. We've got the police and crime plan here. We talk through that, and often they take a copy of that away. We also got like the plan on a page as well. Both are bilingual, and it just gives us that real opportunity to sort of say, well, this is what we're doing, and increase that awareness as well, because there is a lot to the job.
Yeah, that's very important too. All our work is bilingual, isn't it? Yeah, it's important to preserve the Welsh language, isn't it? I know that's important to yourself, isn't it?
Well, it is. It's really important. I was born in England. I was born in Chester, because where I'm geographically located in Collis Key, it was quicker to go to Chester for my mum and dad. But I've lived in Wales my whole life. Now, my wife's Welsh, Louisa's Welsh, both Jessica and Zach are Welsh. My mum's Welsh. Mum was born in Collis Key itself. She was born there, so I've got really strong roots in Collis Key and Flint and the whole D-side area with my ancestry. Then, even as far over, I've got cousins over in Penodau'r, got some really good friends in Anglesey, across all the North Wales as well, and it was really important to have those links as well.
You just mentioned that the majorettes last night. That's the Gwalthall majorettes, and just to confirm, that is one of your winners from one of your funds, which is your community, your choice. Yeah. So you've got quite a few funds, some C funds, so Innovate to Grow. Yeah. And the services you commission. Just tell us more about those sort of awards and how important they are.
This is that the Your Community, Your Choice, and we've got Innovate to Grow as well. Innovate to Grow came on the back of the election campaign that I ran, because I have my phrase there, that rooted in the community. I wanted to sort of develop that further. How can I support community groups? Because if we look back, 2021, we were just still sort of in the pandemic, and we were just coming out of that. But what I noticed, and I think a lot of us did, was how that community spirit sort of shone through, with lots of community groups being set up and supporting a range of people. And I wanted to sort of capture that sort of spirit. How can we support these groups further? So I started thinking that there was a pot of money there. What can I do with that? And I thought, I've also been social innovation outreach worker for an organisation called the Young Foundation, and that was about community empowerment and social innovation as well. I'm a big believer in that. A lot of the problems we see in our communities can be solved by our communities as well, if they're given the right, path, equip them, because they're probably going to need a bit of money to get things off the ground. Yeah, and I thought, well, why can't I? So that's what I did. I said, we'll call it Innovate to Grow, because you plant, like you said, it's like a seed fund, plant seed to grow. Yeah. So I thought, Innovate to Grow, because I'm looking for different ideas, all sorts of ideas really, make it as broad as I can, like I said, those little seeds then, give them a bit of a hand up with that for helping them to grow then and to try and become a bit more sustainable. And that in itself can be a challenge, because the more, if you grow, there's more opportunities then to get more substantial funding as well for the organisation then to try and become a bit more sustainable as well. And that's what I wanted to do, but also to try, go back to the pandemic and that community spirit. If we did things like that across North Wales to try and divert young people away from antisocial behaviour, to try and divert and prevent them going down their life of crime, give them really positive things to do, to support them as well, because it's been really tough on young people, especially tough on a lot of us really. Thinking about my own sort of personal circumstances, it's been really tough as we got through that. So why can't we should be supporting our communities in the best way we can. And they just need, some of them can be like £500, some of them could be £1,000, some of them can be up to £5,000, and that's how we worked. We had, in those early days, the criteria was, there was no deadline. We had a maximum limit of £5,000 if it's for one local authority area, but if you wanted to go more than one local authority area, so say you picked Anglesey, Gwynedd and Conway, you could go for up to £10,000. Similarly, if you wanted to do something for Denbighshire, Flintshire and Wrexham, you go for £10,000 there as well, and that proved to be really successful. And it led to other things springing in my mind then about, especially during the summer holidays. Now kids are off now, aren't they? Yeah. I know one of the big things we do really well in Connah's Quay in the town council is Key Play, the oldest play scheme in Wales. That's a bit of a plug there for my own town council. But Key Play, where Connah's Quay Town Council support, they've always put on that sort of provision for young people. I thought, well, why can't we do something like that? Why can't I replicate something similar in my role as the Police and Crown Commissioner? That's when we came up with the summer sports fund.
Right.
I think first of all it was the soccer sports fund, actually, where we were supporting football groups around. That wasn't really quite right. That didn't sit comfortable with me, so we broadened it out then to having that summer sports fund, and that became very popular as well. In half term, kids can get bored. You can get bored, can't you? I remember I was a child. I was out trying to do something, but there's things have changed. We're in a different society now where you've got your PlayStations, your Xboxes, your mobile phones, social media. There's all these other distractions, but trying to get kids outside and give them something really positive to do as well, and help support parents, families. Again, it's to try and keep them on a good path, in a positive direction, to try and prevent them from getting into any sort of mischief and into it.
Yeah, well, I think what is evident from your office, the OPCC, is that the partnerships that you do have, such as Wrexham AFC, Cobra Life, the Summer Sports Fund, I mean, there's countless stories on the website, isn't there? Loads. Evidence to show where the money's going, the impact it's having. That's brilliant. But that's the good nature of the job, I suppose. But also you have the very important role of holding the Chief Constable to account. Yeah,
I really like that community engagement thing, and I think a lot of people will know that. But yeah, there's really serious parts to the role. One of my statutory duties, as you said there, Max, is holding the Chief Constable to account. I have to set the budget, and that can be quite topical as well. And I'm really conscious of that, because that's the council tax precept. So setting that is really important, and I do my very best to make that as fair as I possibly can for people, and I'm really conscious of that. And because there's been a time when early on in our lives, especially when we anticipated, it's like I wasn't coming to the salary that I'm on now. We were relying on tax credits, housing benefit, council tax benefit. And I've been in that place where it can be really, really difficult, and I really understand that. So making that decision is difficult. I scrutinise and challenge the force on what are they able to do. Again, I'm the people's voice in that when those conversations are taking place. And broadly, I think people are done as fairly as they possibly can be, and they're seeing good value for money for what they're paying. I think generally the public are quite all right with that. In the main, there'll be some people who begrudge it, they'll have their views on it. But it's something that I take really seriously. Having that value for money is really, really important. It's really important in your everyday lives. When we all go shopping and we're watching what we're spending on watch. And similarly, it's not the same here. And I scrutinise on what the force is spending the public's money, because it's not my money. No, it's not the police's money. It's the public's money, to make sure that every pound and every pence is well accounted for, and that means making decisions on things that are really important to the public. Like, I know how much of a problem phoning up the police can be, either through 999 101 or the web chat as well. And I do hear that loud and clear, and that resulted then into putting more of an investment into the control room, which we visited only a few months ago. And indeed, we picked that up through what we call the Strategic Executive Board meetings. That's the arena where we hold the force to account, and we have a deep dive in specific subjects that are linked into the police and crime plan. Yeah. So to have that investment there is what public want to phone up. They want the phone answered quickly. They want to be able to report the crime. They want a police officer then to take the statements. Yeah? And it's that victim's journey then that people want an efficient and effective police service. That's why I said an effective and efficient police service is really, really important. My statutory duties again is to adhere to that, which I do. And as we said then, that was just one part as well. There's other things as well with commission services as well. On average, we've got a great commission team here in the OPCC with Amanda, Gemma, and Hannah seeking opportunities for funding through LOJ, through other organisations as well. For example, like during these summer months now, we've partnered up with Active Cymru
for the summer sports fund. Yeah.
From the summer sports fund, and see how that's developed now from just from that one idea, and now we're going, well, we're working in partnership with them because they like what we've been doing. So and I'm a big believer in collaboration and partnerships. But we're working together now, yeah, and that's got to be better for the public as well, yeah. And it's just all that sort of momentum, those sort of positive relationships we can create. It's a benefit our community. As you said, North Wales matters, and that's another example of where that fits in. But that's just one sort of part of commissioning that we do. We support the Victim Help Centre. We support other organisations such as the RASAC. We support DASU. Other organisations we work really closely with. Last week I was with Bowzo as well, and given an address there about...
Where's Bowzo, sorry?
Bowzo is a charitable organisation. They've got a place in Wrexham. It's for supporting our black and ethnic minority groups. And we were talking last week in Wrexham and T-Power about honour-based violence. Well, there's no honour in violence, is there?
No.
There's no honour in that. It's against the law. It shouldn't be allowed. Yeah. But it's still an issue, and we've got to get to grips with that issue as well, because it's unlawful. So we do things like that. Other organisations that I could talk on and on.
Yeah,
there's so many things. I would encourage anybody to look at our website for further details, to look on our social media pages as well. We've got a few of them there, if you were to see that. But there's such a wide range of things that we do. We've introduced another thing, like Dunbobbin's diary. We've introduced, so that gives a sort of highlight, the main highlights of what I've done that week, and it is just highlights, because there can be a lot of work involved underpinning that. One of my statutory responsibilities is I'm the chair of the local criminal justice board. The one that involves working with a lot of partners there, involved in youth offending teams, CPS, HMCPS, HMI. All these sort of organisations, I chair that meeting, and I'm there then to make sure, as one of my priorities is a fair and effective criminal justice system, that then gives me the opportunity again to be the public's voice and also the force's voice as well. And where there's a case to be held where I will support the force, I will do, because I know there can be difficulties at times with CPS, and I will support the chief constable in that regard as well. There's things like with youth offending teams, and we meet regularly with them there right across North Wales, and again going into some of other projects that we've supported, like there was VR headsets as well, which have been partially funded then, working with the local authorities, and they can be shared out across the youth offending teams across North Wales. So it's brilliant, about trying to help our young people. Again, preventing. We do a lot of work in diversion and preventing young people, especially, and we do with adults as well, and young adults. It doesn't, not for one specific people. We do everything we can to support and try and divert and try and prevent from.
I mean, there's countless sort of initiatives that I know you've made. I know you've got Eternal Media with sort of like drug misuse and avoidance, and how they can get them back on the right track. So there's so much, but like you say, Andy, like North Wales does matter. This is your podcast, North Wales Matters, with Andy Dunbobbin. So just tell us, why did you want to start this podcast, and what will happen in the future as we move forward?
So the reason why we did the podcast, this is just a bit of a flavour, isn't it? This is the first episode, give flavour a bit of what we do, and we will be talking about more specific things
related to the
police and crime plan. We'll be bringing in policing, the people who we've worked with as well. Like we talked about rural crime earlier on. We're hoping to have a conversation with the Farmers Union of Wales, possibly the NFU as well. There's so many people who we work with. Our really the podcast is to sort of give that exposure as well, and increase the awareness of the role of mae'n, of the Police and Crime Commission, the PCC. That's important, but it's also important to recognise and work with the ones who we've partnered up with, and to hear their experiences and to get their take on what they're doing as well, and listening to what challenges they're experiencing, how we can work with them to support them further. Like rural crime, 75% of North Wales is rural, and this is one of the benefits of the Police and Crime Commissioners. I know if it means Police and Crime Commissioners, rural crime teams wouldn't have been established. I know in North Wales, we were one of the first, if not the first, dedicated rural crime team in England and Wales. I know that's been replicated as well. We're now we've recently joined the National Rural Crime Network as well, because that's expanding to listening to what European rural communities are facing, the challenges there. I know there's been conversations with the Welsh Government Rural Crime Coordinator, who's a former North Wales police officer, Rob Taylor. He's been working over internationally as well, because they're really keen in hearing what we're doing in North Wales. These are the sort of stories that people, the general public, won't really know about, unless you've got a specific interest. You're not really going to know about them. So this is a real opportunity to increase that awareness and tell those sort of stories about what's going on.
Perfect, thank you. Well, Andy, as I said, this is your podcast, so thank you very much for having me on and allowing me to speak to you.
It's a people's podcast, yeah, and appropriately titled as well as North Wales Matters, because North Wales does matter. It matters to me. I know it matters to you. It matters to all of us here. All of us here living in North Wales. So hopefully we'll get quite a few subscribers. You can contact us via IT. I mentioned social media before. If you want to sign up to the newsletter, there's links there on the website. And also, I can't go very far with a surname like Dunbobbin. I'm very easy to find, and even if you want to get in touch with me, however you feel appropriate, and if I can help with you in any way, just reach out, and I'll always do my best to help.
Dioch, thank you.
Dioch, Max.
Thank you for listening to the first edition of North Wales Matters. I hope it's given you a useful introduction to the role of the Police and Crime Commissioner and how to explain how communities' voices shape policing and public safety across North Wales. If you'd like to find out more about the priorities guiding our work, you can read the North Wales Police and Crime Plan on our website and learn more about the services and initiatives taking place across North Wales. Thank you for listening and see you next time.